If you're feeling broken today, just remember that cracks are the only way that light can get in. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. If you haven't already, please make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. Give the bell a few kisses so you're not missing any of this content designed to help you with your mental health or help you help someone else. Today I'm going to be reacting to Creep by Radiohead. I've done a couple of other Radiohead reactions here on the channel, one of which is Paranoid Android, and that got blocked, I'm assuming because of the adult nature of the music video. That is now a Patreon exclusive. So I have heard Radiohead, I have just not heard this song. Before we dive into the reaction, there's something that's been weighing on me. Bank of America recently had a data breach and waited months to tell anyone about it, including their own clients. On average, companies take 277 days to report breaches. So your personal data could have been exposed for months without you knowing about it. I don't know about you, but that gives me massive anxiety. And this isn't just Bank of America. Citigroup and JP Morgan Chase had breaches last year too. Financial stress can be a source of mental health challenges, and identity theft can cause anxiety, overwhelm, and financial trauma. That's why I use the sponsor of today's video, Aura. Aura alerts me if my personal data is found on the dark web and notifies me immediately if someone tries to access my accounts. They even provide up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. You can try it for free for 14 days by going to aura.com/mentalamanda. That's enough time to see if your data is already out there before the companies decide to tell you. Because free credit monitoring after a breach, which is what the standard offer is, that's like installing security cameras after your house has been robbed. If protecting yourself feels overwhelming, let Aura alleviate your anxiety. Thank you, Aura, for protecting me, for giving me one less thing to worry about, and for sponsoring this video. Now let's get on to the reaction, Creep by Radiohead.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
Oh, this is delving into self-perceived inadequacy in the face of admiration, which is this dynamic that's often seen in struggles with self-worth and our identity when we're really struggling with our identity. I think the contrast between the idolization of you're just like an angel and all of the poetic awe, which his voice just sounds poetic to sound here. It's just very poetic. It sounds like you're in a library. I feel like I'm in a library just reading this old dusty book, you know, that's what this sounds like. But I think the contrast between the idolization and the self-deprecation of I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I think that reflects the cognitive distortions that are so common in depression and low self-esteem, where one's value is measured against this unattainable ideal that we've set for ourselves.
It's okay if it hurts. I wanna have control.
We all.
I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
Number one, the whole striving for perfection, that part, that's what really hits me, because I remember watching the show Nip Tuck back in my late teens and early 20s, and one of the characters had said, once you stop striving for perfection, you might as well be dead. And that was one of those things, it was one of those tapes, guys, that got stuck in my head for years and years and years. It's still, sometimes it still comes up, and I have to actively override it, because it's just such, it's such a toxic thought to have, because we're basing that on something that doesn't exist. Perfection doesn't exist. And ironically, the opening song of that show, it's called A Perfect Lie, but it says that they want a perfect soul, a perfect mind, a perfect face, a perfect lie. And that's what it is. It's a perfect lie. That's all it is. But here's that agonizing interplay in the lyrics here, that agonizing interplay between perfectionism, insecurity, and that desperate longing for validation. I know you know what that's all about, what's going on there. That there's a desire for control over their body, over their mind, over their soul, and it's so common. I mean, there's countless songs written about it. People talk about it all the time. It's what marketing does, is it plays on those insecurities about our body, our mind, our soul. We have these fears, we have these insecurities, and companies will really target that in our society. But I think that the desire for control really mirrors the struggles of those who are grappling with identity and self-worth crises, often exacerbated by societal pressures, internalized ideals. So it can be the simple fact of all of these different influencers and all of these different products being put in our face of, you need this to be worthy. You don't need that to be worthy. That's just them trying to sell you things. But one's perceived flaws or weirdness becomes these inescapable markers of unworthiness. And the ultimate question that he asks several times here is, what the hell am I doing here? And I don't think that's just existential. I think it echoes this universal fear that we all have, guys, of being fundamentally out of place, unlovable, unseen. I get it. I've had those feelings a million times. I still struggle with them sometimes. So I think that universal fear is what they're talking about here.
Whatever you want, you're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
This just breaks breaks my heart to the core, because I know so many of you watching this are going to have that same feeling and have that same thought about yourself. And I could tell that this is personal. He's got some lungs on him. I could tell this is personal for him, that he has felt like that all his life, and obviously still struggles with it despite being obviously quite successful. That's really evident in watching him perform this. I think the she's running out again, that lyric about she's running out again, this is a pattern. So through cycles of rejection, abandonment, neglect, abuse, we can let those bastards get in our heads. They make us feel unworthy. And I don't know if you can see my whole sign here that says "No lite de bastardes carborundorum." It's from Handmaid's Tale, but it's Latin for "don't let the bastards grind you down." And I have that on my wall for a reason, because I struggle with a lot of this internal stuff too, where you feel like you're not good enough, where you just feel like you're a weirdo, you're never going to fit in, you're never going to find your place, you're never going to find your crowd. And I hope you guys do feel that in the community here, that at least we can all be weirdos together. But oftentimes we subconsciously self-sabotage relationships or friendships because we're already convinced that they're too good for us and that they're going to leave us anyway. So we try to hold on to control by pushing them away so they can't hurt us. I've always been the creep or the weirdo, always. I never had a date in school. I got bullied and picked on a lot. I mean, really bullied. I was criticized. I still get criticized a lot. Obviously, when you put yourself out there in the online world like this, you have to expect it. But when I was just living my life, guys, when I was just going to school, when I was just going to work, whatever the case was, I wasn't putting myself out there for that. I knew full well when I started this channel that there would be a certain level of that. But for the most part, a lot of us are just living our lives. And these people who are also hurt, because hurt people, these people who are also hurt come into our lives and hurt us because they want to feel better about themselves. But I definitely get that longing, that wanting of wanting to be someone else, because you look at someone else and you think, man, they have all the things that I want to have. They might have the intellect, the beauty, the money, the fame, whatever the case is, whatever it is you want, the accolades. Somebody else is going to have that, and you think that you want to be someone else. You want to be special. You want to feel special. I feel that in the marrow of my bones, that it's just, I want to be seen. I want to be valued. I want to be loved and loved deeply. I want someone to fight for me. And I can definitely relate to that sentiment. It's a big part of what drives my mission here, though, too, because I feel that. I know what it's like to feel unseen, unheard, unloved, unvalued. And that's a big part of what drives my mission here, is I want every person that comes into this community to feel seen and valued and loved and heard. So you know what? Weirdos unite in the comments below. Weirdos unite here in the community. Let's all just let our freak flags fly. So good, bad, and really weird, really crazy. Make sure you're sharing your mental health stories in the comments, because that's how we shatter the mental health stigma, is by talking about it. And that's what this community is for. It's just giving you a safe place, giving you a platform to have your voice and your story heard. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up, share it. You know you have a lot of creeps and weirdos in your circle that are going to need to hear this, because they need to know they're not alone. They need to know they're valued. They need to know that they are special. You are special. I am special. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Mwah.